Your mother came over this weekend.
Yeah.
And she's 75 years old. She's been on our program for years, and she had bruises on her arms.
Yeah, she's in great health, except she has bruises all over her
I said to her, I said, how'd you get so bruised up? And she goes, I don't know, it must be a vitamin I'm taking. I said, oh, no. It's not a vitamin. No. I said, you're taking the prescription drugs that's causing that bruising. She said, oh, no, I don't do that. I'm not taking any prescription drugs. I said, oh, no, you're taking something. She goes, well, all I'm taking is my allergy medication.
That's a prescription drug.
So it's funny. So my mother-in-law and I went to the computer together. We typed in her allergy medication. I typed in bruising with it, and sure enough, one of the side effects of her allergy medication is chronic habitual bruising.
And she's got bruises all over her.
And she said, I can't believe this has happened. I said, well, it's a prescription drug. They have side effects. I particularly like the new one that teaches you how to stop smoking. And it's like a 40-second commercial telling you how many different ways you're going to commit suicide.
Oh, it's crazy.
I mean, it's
almost like it's a joke.
It's all, yeah. And first time I heard it, I thought, are they actually joking? So between me, you, and the fence post and the people who are listening today, if I thought me stopping smoking was going to cause me to commit suicide, I'd just keep smoking.
That's right. And back to the allergies with my mother, she had said, okay, I'm done with the allergy medicine. I'm not going to take it anymore. And then you proceeded to help her produce a nutritional program to help her with her allergies naturally and not have the drugs anymore.
That's right. We actually have a product called GHI that actually helps to clean the body out and helps naturally get rid of allergies. But let's get back on this top 10 list. I'm going to run out of time today again.
We have so much information.
Well, number 3 to stay away from on our top 10 list is margarine or hydrogenated oils, trans fats. Don't use them. Use butter, use olive oil. End of list. Don't use canola oil. Don't use soy oil. Don't use corn oil. Don't use any of that thing, any of those types of products in cooking. Use
grapeseed oil is great.
Grapeseed oil. Olive oil, grapeseed oil.
Coconut.
And coconut oil is okay, too. Yeah, okay.
There's really some good. And, the coconut gives it a unique flavor. They're all different flavors, so.
But stay away from trans fats.
That's right.
It's been interesting. You and I have been telling people for the past 30 years, don't use hydrogenated oils. And for years and years, people said, well, you're wrong. Margarine's better than butter. No, it's not. Margarine is a junk food. Don't use it. It's a synthetic food. It's made in a laboratory. It is not healthy. Don't put it in your body. Use organic butter. If you don't buy anything else organic, buy organic butter because it helps to reduce the amount of hormones and antibiotics that are given to the cows that you're ingesting.
And the grapeseed oil has a high flash point, meaning that you can use it at a high heat, whereas the olive oil you can't. So now you have an alternative.
In fact, if you go to the website that's on the screen right now, we have a free recipe.
That's right.
It's a fried chicken recipe this week, right?
It's a baked fried chicken. It's our recipe of the week. They can go to the website.
We'll be happy to provide that recipe to you for free. Just go to the website that's on the bottom of the screen, and we'll be happy to send it to you in a download. And because we want you to know that every week we put a new recipe on our website. And we want you to know that. We also have a health email that we send out every week. You can register for that for free also because we want you to understand that we want you to be healthy and we want you to have the tools to be healthy.
That's right. We want to educate you, and you can help other people as you learn.
That's absolutely correct. Now, let's go to number 4 on the list. Number 4 is shellfish.
Are we going to be able to finish this?
Probably not. Okay. We'll have another show next week.
Okay.
Number 4 on the list is shellfish. I include lobster, shrimp, oyster, prawns, scallops, crabs, and clams. Now, I brought my little buddy here with my little lobster. In fact, my son Austin, we were at the Denver Zoo many, many years ago, and he found this for me. Austin's 21 years old now. And what is interesting about this particular product is this. In the state of Florida, we have a death rate associated with shellfish. Between 10 and 15 people die every single year in the state of Florida from shellfish poisoning. And so what we always tell people is stay away from shellfish. The Bible in Leviticus and Deuteronomy tells us don't eat lobster, don't eat shellfish, don't eat pork products, which I find fascinating. People say, well, why is that in the Bible? Well, God wants to keep you healthy. That's why He put it in the Bible.
He built us. He knows
how to keep us healthy. So remember this. A lobster is an arthropod. A cockroach is an arthropod. As far as I'm concerned, all a lobster is giant cockroach.
I know where this is going.
Bottom of the ocean. That's what. If you came in your kitchen in the middle of the night and you flipped on the lights and you had a bunch of lobsters running under the refrigerator,
I hate roaches. That's the worst thing about Florida is roaches.
We live in Florida. And there's natural things you can do to get rid of roaches, too, but we won't talk about it in today's show.
Right.
But anyhow, so stay away from shellfish. And now remember, grouper, red snapper, orange roughy, salmon, sea bass, especially the wild salmon.
The wild salmon,
that's what you need to eat, especially the wild salmon loaded with omega-3 fats. Phenomenal product. Number 5 is the junk food category, Twinkies, ding-dongs, and cupcakes.
Guilty, but not now. Years and years ago, I was a junkaholic, I guess you could call it.
In fact, I'm going to abbreviate because we're running out of time. Our first date we went on, you went to the restaurant with me, and you ordered 2 hot fudge cakes for dinner.
Now, I didn't know any better. I used to eat ice cream for breakfast. I wasn't real healthy when we met.
No,
you remember
no,
that.
she wasn't.
You had your hands full with me, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And you know what's interesting about this is that we have a lot of kids in this country that have been raised that way.
That's right.
In fact, that's why the obesity epidemic is an epidemic.
That's right.
And what I found is this. A lot of children who have come to my office in the years who have been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, a lot of them are suffering from malnutrition.
Wow, that's a pretty heavy statement.
I bet it's true. I mean, they're deficient in omega-3 fats, they're deficient in B vitamins, they're deficient in different types of nutrients, and their bodies aren't responding properly. And so rather than doing a clinical diagnosis on them from a nutritional standpoint, they're put on a drug just to treat the symptom. They're either given Ritalin or Adderall.
And what's amazing, when you put them on the nutritional supplements, they respond to it so quickly.
we have over 90% success rate.
It's amazing.
And so again, if you go to the bottom of the screen, you'll see our Maximum Health DVD series. You need to get a copy of that because we go into detail in there about the Ritalin. But I want to read you this article. This is from the USA Today.
Give me an article.
This is back when Gene Haislip, who was head of the DEA's head of diversion control, was talking about Ritalin. And he goes, Gene Haislip, DEA's head of diversion control, says he found parents abusing their kids' prescriptions to the Ritalin, selling to kids, illegal drug rings, illicit trafficking. This is all with Ritalin, by the way. Mexican smuggling rings, and it's even in the top 10 pharmaceutical drugs slated for theft. He said there were two deaths from the DEA report from children crushing tablets and inhaling the powder. Haislip also cites a Texas study in which more high school seniors were using Ritalin non-medically than those who prescribed the Ritalin, the methylphenidate.
Wow.
Also unsettling, the escalating use among preschoolers. There are no studies showing the effectiveness of methylphenidate or Ritalin on children that young. Haislip also says, listen to me, friends, this is really important. I want to quote you this. This is Gene Haislip, who was the head of diversion control for DEA, goes, a lot of people don't know Ritalin is like cocaine, Haislip says. That doesn't mean don't use it, but it can be very dangerous, and it must be treated with respect. See, here's the thing. Ritalin's a Schedule II drug. It's in the same category with morphine, opium, Percodan, Demerol. It's a Schedule II.
And these children are taking it
I've seen children as young as 2 years of age have been placed on Ritalin. We don't know what it's going to do long-term wise. We know that it's very addictive. It's a Schedule II drug. It's tightly regulated by the government. Here's the problem. Before you put a child on a drug like this to see if you can help them with ADD, why don't you check their diet? Why don't you change their diet? Why don't you put them on a good omega-3 source, like a good fish oil source? We have an excellent cod liver oil that we have at our office.
And
it's a
we've
fermented
seen
cod liver.
drastic changes when we do this.
Just, it's simple, but I don't want to. We can do a whole show on that. We need to finish this top 10 list.
Go ahead, Ted.
Number 6. Let me read you another letter. This is another. This is another good letter I like. This is somebody who started on the Maximum Health program. Dear Dr. Broer, I'm writing you for 2 reasons. I want to thank you for your program. I've been extremely hypoglycemic. Remember, we talked about it a few minutes ago, irregular blood sugar patterns. And I have suffered from chronic constipation my entire adult life. I went on your program to break my addiction to sugar. Reminds me of you with your hot fudge cakes.
I remember that.
I was eating at least 3 candy bars before 8:30 a.m., and that was just to get started. The result has been a total break in my desire for sweets, and I have lost 20 pounds in 8 weeks.
Wow.
I continue to see weight loss, although I feel so good and I have so much energy. It's the most painless experience I've ever enjoyed. I'm never hungry, my emotional swings are gone, and I'm stable and I'm balanced for the first time in years.
You know, I noticed when I was eating all that sugar years ago, I was like this. My emotional swings were up and down. I guess that's hypoglycemia.
That's correct. She goes on to say, thank you again for a great program. She lists all the other programs she's tried that didn't work, and she goes, and this is the first time I've been able to so quickly get to my God-given normal size, and listen to this, so easily maintain my ideal weight and sugar balance with so little effort. And you know what's so interesting to me, Sharon, is it doesn't have to be complicated to feel good.
It is easy.
It is easy. Okay?
But you got to want to do it.
But you got to want to do it. A lot of times in life we don't get do-overs. I mean, if you're 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight and you're in your 40, 50 years old and you feel absolutely horrible and you have a massive heart attack in your 40s or 50s, you can't go up to heaven and say, oh, God, I'm sorry, man, I need a do-over. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to go back and try again. You've got to understand that it's so important that we do it right the first time when it comes to our health so we don't have to try to beg God for a do-over.